please have your attention? May I please have your attention, please?
2022, take it back to '01. Back when yelling folk was shocking and fun. Back when Musketeers exploded onto the scene. Britney and Justin were in sync, know what I mean? Steven Tyler screamed he didn't want to miss a thing. Back when Carson Daly dominated the screen. Back a couple decades before I felt old. Before Janet Jackson had a whole nipple exposed. Whoa. Hold up, whoa Nelly. Dr. Dre is scheduled to be featured on my telly. This about to be the best, there's nothing you can tell me. A heavy dose of nostalgia, no better way to sell me.
Just then, a panic falls.
I think I need to get my friends Frank and Jan and Cole. There's no way it will be better than the TRL show. Kane and DB, hell no. Hype beats will get fed for show. Time to level my expectations still low. They were once real high, gotta make them real low. Hit them with the deal low. They were once real high, gotta make them real low. Hit them with the deal low.
And now I know that whenever my expectations get too high, I need to dillo them. I need to dillo those expectations. Because what could possibly deliver to the hype that's in my mind? Nothing.
Ready when you are, CB. Do I start in Canada or Mexico?
It's we didn't do animal kingdom.
You really AK hate us?
It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillo's Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
This is Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillo's Diz. She is Jen.
Am I? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I hear myself and I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from.
I mean, that could
I
be
prepped everything prior to this.
No,
and
it
yet
could
I
be
hear
mine.
myself.
Because StreamYard refuses to let me connect to anything else except the default, even though it says, hey, here's your mic, but I can't connect to it.
This is the last day that StreamYard has me on the plan for free for a couple of weeks. It's over, StreamYard. It's over.
It's time. I can't.
So let me know if you hear any feedback in the chat. Hello in the chat.
Is everyone else hearing that? Because I don't hear it, but which makes me think it's probably because it's on my.
There's a monster echo. Is that on purpose? Dramatic. Are you about to sing in the end? I've been waiting. Yeah, I don't want to get the old thing here. Jen was having technical difficulties prior to it. Where are you on now?
I'm just on my default speaker mic of the computer. I can mute though whenever I'm not talking to try to help.
So we're here for the next 30 minutes or so with 3 topics or subjects. Usually those 3 topics or subjects are things we don't talk about on the Theme Park Thursday podcast, which dropped earlier today. But these 3 topics or subjects are worthy of talking about here on the Theme Park Thursday Live, echo and all. So those 3 topics, 2, 3, 1, I mean, maybe, I don't know. We're still going to vote? Is Jen just going to nod?
I'm just going to nod and smile the whole time.
Where is Adam's fire?
No, we need the fire. The smoke detector immediately. I will do a lot of nodding. I see that 231 is 2 people have voted already. A lot. Okay, we're on. Wait, I'm down to 2. But yes, it is my fault, Lewis. It's definitely me. Yes, I know. StreamYard hates me. The last 2 to 3 recordings, StreamYard has hated me. So.
What's fun is that we have an interview to do in about 60 minutes with an author, not from 60 Minutes, but with an author here for a future Theme Park Thursday podcast episode. So Jen has a limited time here to try to make her mic work for the next recording. Good times.
Yeah. Lewis saying, "You sound perfect, wild." I mean, it is. Everyone soak this up. Frank is having no technical issues. It is my fault. This will not happen often, so yeah.
So with a 2-3-1, right? Topic number 2 is the Very Merry Christmas Party. We're going. Jen and I are going. We have tickets on November the 7th, 2025, which will be part of our 3rd annual Dillo's Diz meetup. So Very Merry Christmas Party on November 7th, 2-3-1. So that would make number 3 Jollywood Nights. Well, Jen and I will be there. We have tickets on November 8th, 2025 as part of the Dillo's Diz meetup. And then on topic number 1, I don't know if you know, it's July 17th. Disneyland is 70 today.
I will say, although the topics were not presented first and the voting happened first, I feel like that's kind of a good way to go, because we're leading to the big event that is today. I will also say, before I mute myself again, that I'm breaking rules by attending these parties because they are prior to Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Oh, that is a big, I mean, she'll be watching Hallmark movies by the time she gets home. Everyone, watch out on those JetBlue flights. She'll be pulling up the Hallmark channel. She will. It's happening. Mark, Jen's where she can't talk back right now because I'm just going to I'm filibustering right here because she can't argue. She'll be. Jen's like, no political words here for 30 minutes, please. So that is 2-3-1, right? 2. Number 2, it is the Very Merry Christmas Party. I will also point out about StreamYard is they have changed everything basically in the last couple of weeks. So I'm like, how do I go back to sharing the screen now? Like, I never really knew how to do it before, but now I will, because that's here. And Very Merry Christmas Party. We got our tickets yesterday because we have a resort stay. So resort guests got the opportunity to buy tickets for the holiday parties as of July 16th. So Jen and I did that. I was on it 7 a.m. I was there. It happened. 5-minute wait. I was not impatient about it. 5 minutes was
Oh, there. Sorry, I heard the feedback on that one. I just had a question. What was more stressful for you, that or when we did the virtual queue in January 2022 for Galaxy's Edge and all of that?
Yeah, you're so many years ahead. 2020 was when we did that. That was January of 2020. That was 5.5 years ago.
What is time?
I would say the most stressful virtual queue was Tiana's last summer. That was the most of the. But it wasn't too stressful. I wasn't overly concerned about it. I assume everyone, if you're buying on the first day, you're either buying for as close to Christmas as you can get, or the opening. But I feel like more people are probably leaning more towards that week before Christmas. So Jen and I, this will be our first Very Merry Christmas Party that we have been in attendance for in 35 years. Now, 35 years ago, the ticket was $20. The ticket we purchased yesterday was $199. Yeah. Or as Papa Dillo said in the phone call with me, they just put another zero next to it. It was easy for them to change it from 20 to 200.
Yeah, I did tell him that he needs to go for the party. And I said, even if you don't go to the party, you can just hang out, and everyone wants to hang out with you. So make that happen. Maybe.
And what was his response?
Okay, sure. But he did do the one, because yesterday was Papa Dillo's birthday. Happy belated birthday to Papa Dillo. There's a change in your programs. Oh, we don't announce that one. But when he was like, yep, all right, well, yeah, it's my birthday, we'll tell the podcast. And I said, you're already on social media. I'm on social media. Yeah, yeah, just embrace it. Everyone loves you.
It is the dream. So that being said, I mean, Lewis is here, and he'll tell you that Jollywood is better than Very Merry. I guess he would say that Jollywood has more to offer than Very Merry at this point. But I mean, obviously, the Christmas parade is where I'm at with this. Is there anything, Jen, that you're looking forward to here? Oh, Jeffers pointing out the ticket in 2009 was $69. I mean, that's a big jump. I mean, I know it's 16 years later, but geez. Ryan, and you know what you got to do, Ryan. Just in cases you got to get here, Ryan. Jen, is there something? Are you looking? Tell me what your feelings are now that you know you're going to Very Merry.
Well, I mean, it's Dillowed right now. It's early. It's July. I know it's Christmas in July and all, but they're Dillow. I'm excited for another meetup. I appreciate that Lexi said on the podcast. Did I edit that portion out? I don't know. We were talking so much that there was some editing. But she had said, like, this is like the best group to do these parties with. So it's like the best. I don't know.
Made the most sense to buy the ticket.
Yeah. So I'm excited that we all got tickets. I'm excited that we will be there. I love the holidays. I love the holidays in Disney. I know it hasn't been as long for me as you, but I almost feel like the 11-year-old was like 5 months old the last time I saw holiday stuff, but I'm not 100% on that. I gotta double check, but it's been a while, and so I'm excited to be back during the holidays. I also sometimes wonder why they don't, and I'm sure all of the cast members are like, we don't want it extended, but why they don't extend it through that first week of January or so, because I feel like they keep decorations up until the 6th, 7th, 8th, is somewhere around there, that like next weekend. So I'm kind of surprised that they don't have parties maybe in that first week of January for that. But I'm excited to go to both. I'm excited to see Very Merry after 35 years. We'll probably have to see if they still offer family photos like they did back then to recreate, especially if we get Mama and Papa Dillo to go. So so many things.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a coup to get them to go. But yeah, I think my last time was in 2018 that I saw any holiday decor. I agree that the party should go longer. I'm guessing it's just so crazy there, that Christmas to New Year's time period. And most of those people will be like, I want to see the Starlight Parade that's debuting this weekend. So, or yeah, is it in previews? Oh, no, it's the 21st or something like that, right? So I'm sure that's going to be also on some people's agendas here with the Christmas party and into that holiday break, which is always just insane. Anyway, I am going to move along here knowing that Jen's going to have to do some mic repair work. So I'm going to kick it over to Jollywood on November 8th. The first time for both of us here. There's no 35-year gap. This is the third year for Jollywood Nights after a rough first weekend 2 years ago where it took a lot of heat. It obviously improved over not only that first year, but into the second year as well. A lot of people, in the length of this podcast that we have done, a lot of people have said over this time that #AlwaysMGM has better holiday decor than even the Magic Kingdom now. Jen, where do you sit with that?
I mean, I'm interested to see how it. First of all, you add a party to it. That's up in the game already. I have not seen the overlays that happened prior to that. So for me, having the Osborne lights always gave studios a bit of a leg up there. And I'll still miss the Osborne lights. But I'm excited to see all the decor and the overlays at studios, #AlwaysMGM, and to see this party. And I like that we're going to both to properly compare and contrast and see, if to me and from everything I'm hearing, it's like one is a little bit more geared towards families than the other. Not that they're saying you can't bring your family or the kids won't like it or anything, but it does seem to have two different vibes, and I'm interested to see like who will be in the crowds and what the experience will be, and yeah, I mean, and if we get to see some Muppets along the way, that's a bonus.
I mean, will it technically be the first appearance of the Muppets since the closure of Muppet Vision 3D? I mean, that would be something to make note of, don't you think? Don't you think?
Yes.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you. As we stumble along, I mean, I'm looking forward to anyone who watches this after the live stream ends, and in that first 3 minutes, like, why am I going to watch this? Why am I watching?
It's the hook. You're like, what's going on? We have to see what happens. No.
I mean, it could be a real cliffhanger. I don't know. Yeah, for me, I mean, I always have loved the studios at the holidays, even when it was just simple. I just kind of liked what they did with it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all these extra editions. I really tried last year to try to make a 1 day turnaround situation work, and it didn't work out. So I didn't want another year to go by without seeing Jollywood. So topic number 1: Disneyland is 70, July 17th, 1955. Walt said his thing. Ronald Reagan was hosting the thing. Like it was quite the time in 1955. As we mentioned on the podcast, I will be 80 when Disneyland turns 100. So #goals. I mean, right, for my 80th birthday. Well, I already have turned 80, right? But I would think I would have to say I'm gonna go for Disneyland's 100th. That's like guess I gotta go to California when I'm 80. Whatever.
Well, just let Mrs. Dillo know. Tell her. Have you told her your plans yet for your 80th birthday?
That's what it's gonna be. Yeah. So Disneyland's is 70th. Jen, you sent me a TikTok today that it was an interview with Bob Iger, and it was like if you had 1 hour to do what you wanted to do in Disneyland, and someone was with you that has never been to the park before, what would you do? And spoilers, everyone. Iger answered he would do Pirates. He would walk along Main Street a little bit. Was there a third thing he said? I don't remember.
I think like smelling the popcorn and the churros and all the things was an experience. I appreciate that he worked in the sights, the smells, the vibes, as well as like a ride.
When I first watched it, the pessimist came out to me, and I'm like, oh man, they're gonna be announcing this Pirates reboot soon with the original cast. That's why you said Pirates first. Like, it totally like thinking it's like a crossover answer of like, ooh, this promotes our brand. But I, in some ways I do. I don't know about the attraction necessarily, but I think his pathway is correct. I think I would, having only been there once in February of this year, I think no matter what, you gotta turn left and go through Adventureland and kind of loop around over by Pirates into Frontierland. Come. Oh, he said the castle too. So then come into just walk through Fantasyland and walk through the castle and down Main Street. I don't know if you have to go on an attraction, I swear. But if you're going to pick one, Pirates is a good one to pick, especially considering the length. Jungle Cruise there, I think, is because it, if you watch the Imagineering story, it's very, you feel like you're in 1955, basically. So that would be up there for me too. Peter Pan's Flight, I think, probably would be, just because if I'm doing that loop.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I can't answer the question, but I was going to ask you what your thoughts were. Have you seen any of the content that's up on Disney Plus for Disneyland 70?
Also where I was going with that. I was going that way with that. Yes, we at dinner time tonight, it's just me and the 9-year-old here for the next couple of days. So yeah, we went through a few there. I will also point out that Disney Plus is not the only place where you can see ride POVs, because just today I started sharing here is some of our my POVs from Disneyland. I got some Tiki Room footage. I got the Autopia, and I got Alice in Wonderland up on our YouTube channel. Now, total, precursor here. The camera was here on this ear, and and that is the angle that you're going to see. So if you like really well produced POVs like the ones on Disney Plus, these POVs are not them. These three are let's just say the more movement there is, let's just say the ones where I walk around with the camera on my ear, I'm not sure anyone's ever going to see those.
So what you're saying is the quality of that and what's on Disney Plus are not the same? Shocking information.
Yeah, I would say no. But I am releasing the better ones, I think. I think the Autopia one is actually very feels like you feel like you're in it. So there.
I appreciate all that content up on Disney Plus, and I'm like, why? Why is there not more of this? Why? Because again, I really love the sunrise videos, and I love putting those on in the weekend mornings or whatever. The fact that there's no studios one still drives me crazy. I want sunset ones. I know that that's a little harder since the park is open and whatever. But like even just this, just walking around the parks and the POVs of the rides and all the things, like, yes, this is, you see that people have made their livelihoods on this on YouTube. Thank you for finally moving it over, and we want more of it, and we want it for Disney World as well, and we want all the things all the time. So I'm excited about that. And I also appreciate, since I have not been, just seeing the dewy grounds of Disneyland. That's all.
The dewy ground. Yeah, the 9-year-old was like, because she's a big Thunder Mountain fan, so she's like, I like it hearing the screams more. I want to hear the screams. When I was like, I get it. A little more ambiance. Agreed, Lewis, that the sunrise sunset over Galaxy's Edge would be cool. Yeah. And there's some, everyone TikToks about it, but Jen shared some great TikToks from her trip last week of the different colors of the Central Florida skies. I know that I didn't really, I'm trying to think, but when I was there for spring training, there was at least one that I was like, oh man, this is Florida skies at its finest. And it rained, I think, technically when we were at Allen Compass for 4.5 hours that night. But so I think I was hoping for something that night, but I felt better that it had rained and that I wasn't prevented from seeing it. Did I find any pockets at Disneyland? This is a great question. I don't know if I explored it enough to really say that. I love the air. I mean, obviously everyone knows that I'm going to love anything Matterhorn related. So like the benches that were over there, I forget where Mrs. Dillo and the 9-year-old went, that I ended up getting like one of those cheesy pretzel things. Not that you dip it into cheese, but it had like cheese on it at the stand right there. And so I just kind of like sitting in that area. So if I had to think of one off the top of my head, it is that one. But to me, anything in Adventureland, Frontierland, and Fantasyland, like I said, is I just feel like I'm transported. That's how I felt. And so while over time of many trips to Walt Disney World, you find those little pockets. I don't know if it would, Tom and Michelle did a great episode with us a couple of years ago where they talked about their pockets. I probably have to go back and listen to that one and see what they came up with and probably go, oh yeah, they're right. Because yeah, it was the overall for me walking through the parks and those specific lands that stood out. Can you actually, it's very I feel like it's an existential question. Can I find pockets or do they find me? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like all of a sudden you realize you're in one. Jen, Any final thoughts here before you go fix your mic?
I do want to say that in honor of Disneyland, I'm wearing the shirt that Frank got me from Disneyland. It says Disneyland on it, from Disneyland, which I was like, can I bring this to Disney World? Because it says Disneyland. What are the rules when it comes to Disneyland and Disney World merch? But I thought it was appropriate that I wear this evening, even though people can't really see it. Although these top three, it's interesting that these three are on the top of the shirt. You have anger, sadness, and anxiety. It's kind of how I'm feeling about my mic situation this evening. But, it's a good shirt. So I also wore this when interviewing Dr. Matt for the Just My Mom Sense podcast. I thought it was appropriate to stick with what we know with him. So, yeah. And I got to get a Disneyland trip on the books. I'll just go check the flights. So
check the flights. It works. I mean, I don't know what is suitable. I'll have to think about. I'll have to look for a while what I think is a suitable flight to California and back these days. I don't know. Before we go, if you want to drop that number in the comments, anyone, how much do you think is a good? I mean, Lewis is gonna say $50 because he says $50 to everything, but I want to know what people think is a fair price for a flight to California. I'll just say California these days. But as we wrap things up here on the Theme Park Thursday live that began very echoey, we will be recording over the course of time here. Lots about Jen's trip report. That was what was on Theme Park Thursday today. We talked about Typhoon Lagoon. We talked about Animal Kingdom. And you heard a little bit about our pre-planning for those Very Merry and Jollywood Nights tickets that we now have for November 7th and 8th. That's part of our meetup. So if you want in, now is the time. Now is the best time. You can go over to DillowsDizResort.com and join for free in the meantime, or you can just pay $1 a month to get into our Discord where all the madness happens. But to click join the free just to start there, see what we offer, get the links for the podcast every week without having to go look for it. And then you can decide if you want to pay $1 a month. It's quite the bargain to be in our little Discord. And maybe then you'll want to come down to Very Merry and Jollywood on November 7th and November 8th. But I'll do it here on the Theme Park Thursday live. She is Jen. I am Frank. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
deuces.